So today I am very excited to introduce you to the guest who was listed as one of the top 100 influencers in the tech industry when it comes to HR. He is also recognized as a thought leader and is a speaker and a business executive, who is driving businesses to success. Let's welcome Juan on 10 Minutes of Hiding Wisdom, who will speak about his journey, about his current achievement that he just heard of, and just about tips for people that are seeking for jobs. Hi, Juan. How are we doing today?
I'm great, Manal. Thanks so much for having me today.
Of course, Juan. So, can you tell us about your current achievement that you were sharing about earlier? So, like, how has the response been so far for you?
Yeah, the top 100 HR tech influencer list is an annual list done by HR Executive Magazine, and some of the people on there are Adam Grant and the chief product officers from the biggest software companies in the world that touch HR, like Workday, SuccessFactors, Ultimate Software, now rebranded UKG. So it's been great. A lot more clients are reaching out to us, partners. So it really puts us on we're the only software company under 5 billion in revenue on the list. So basically being the only kind of recruiting HR software company on a list of 100 companies is pretty special, and it's really an honor to my team. And yeah, I'm just blessed to be on this journey and finally getting rewarded or recognized after 6 years of crickets and no recognition almost.
It's usually the resilience and the hard work that eventually translates into success, and you kept it going. So, I mean, the rewards were eventually going to fall in. So, I'm glad things worked out for you. But were you expecting it, to be honest, or were you just like,
No,
oh,
I,
me? I mean,
I read that list every year when it comes out, and so about five people wrote to me on LinkedIn, and a couple of emails, and I looked. And I'm like, wait, there's no way that list. There's no way, and I went and looked twice, and I saw my name. There's a famous guy named Josh Bersin who is probably top three in the world for HR and technology, and because my last name's Betancourt and he's Bersin, we're literally next to each other. To see my image next to this guy, it's like, wow, I guess our company's arrived.
that sounds amazing. Well, congratulations. Well deserved, especially the hard work paid off. So I'm really happy for you. So, Han, can you tell us about your company, what it exactly does, so people would understand how and why it ended up on the list? Because I've done my research, but I would love for you to like actually give the audience an idea.
Yeah, so we are called the culture software, and so we do everything related to employees in the life cycle of their work with a company, from hiring them to onboarding them to managing them to promoting and growing them. So we like to say that we help companies measure, manage, and hire for culture. We're actually the first company in the world that can actually push a button at a company, and through our software, our SaaS analytics tool for talent, it'll tell for every role what performance looks like in terms of psychometrics. So we're applying the world of psychometrics to large sets of data around employees to be able to help companies identify what performance looks like, so they can hire faster, hire better, using a simple 12-minute assessment tool. And it helps get rid of bias and subjectivity, so everyone can find the perfect role for them where they're happiest, most engaged, and companies get more productivity and engagement out of their employees. So it's a real win-win for everyone. And a lot of companies call it the money ball for HR, which is a famous movie around using analytics for recruiting baseball players. But at a high level, our mission is also to democratize self-awareness for everyone, because a lot of these assessment tools typically have been for the very wealthy and powerful VP level and above. Our platform allows everyone to have access to self-awareness at every level.
Okay. And like you do cater to the cultural aspect of hiring, which a lot of companies face when they're actually hiring, because usually they hire someone and then they realize, oh, the person doesn't eventually fit in and everything. So you're catering to that specifically. But
Yes.
like can you maybe go into more depth regarding how it caters to that? Okay, yes, you help
Yeah.
in increasing productivity, efficiency, but what are exactly the keys, like key takeaways, especially when companies use your software?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, there's two types of employees. There's the white collar workers and the blue collar workers, right? So we have one case study with Ashley Furniture, 20,000 employees. They would turn over 100% of employees every year, right? These are manufacturing sites, 10 of them, hard laborers. Kind of picture your truck driver walking into a manufacturing site saying, hey, I want a job. And they would interview people but really have no idea what to interview for, because it's not like they would have a resume. This is really all about culture fit, and can we train them to do the job we need. And so they used our tool and tested their high performers, and it turned out that they had thought that their high performers would be very behavioral wise decisive, like make decisions quickly on the assembly line, that they would be focused on money because their best workers who did stay, they got paid a lot of money based on performance. So that's what they were recruiting for. Well, it turned out with our data, when they tested the high performers, it was anything but. It was very deliberate people, not decisive. And it was people who did not care about money. They cared about being on teams and helping and being of service, which was not typical in a manufacturing site. And it turned out that it was because they did batch manufacturing process in teams, the people who enjoyed that process ended up having the least defects, the best quality, which led to the most money. And they had to actually think a lot more instead of just do, but actually be deliberate. So it really kind of opened their eyes with data on what performance looked like. So then they got rid of all interviews and they started giving this test to 5,000 people a month and saved over $4 million the next year using our platform. That's one example of how you can use a tool in psychometrics to stop this cycle of turnover. Another example for white collar workers at a high level, my own company, I'll use it. We had a very innovative, creative, and kind of change oriented culture as a startup for the first 4 years. But then once we got some customers, we need to put in really stability, quality, assurance, very different profile, very different culture. And so we used our tool to hire not more of the same, because you do want to clone, like Ashley, the best performers in certain roles. But in our case, we didn't want more of the same. We didn't want more change oriented, innovative, shoot from the hip people. We wanted more stability, structure, and bring best case approach. So we actually used it at our team level, the executive level, to bring in culture add or culture, what they call culture add, like to complement our current culture. So I think a lot of companies get it wrong where they're just trying to copy and paste. Some roles you want to copy and paste and clone people, and some roles you actually want something different. Our platform allows both to occur.
That sounds, I mean, you gave really specific examples, especially because you highlighted white collar workers and then you highlighted blue collar workers. And I think it's really important to see how things might differ based on the position that you're working for. So definitely can see that. And I think it's very important because you actually highlighted the results, because some companies claim to do so much, but when it actually comes to results and everything, you don't see the effects of it. But your company clearly is showing how the impact that it's making is huge, which is something that's very important. So I can definitely see why you were listed as one of the top influential people. So congratulations on that once again. But I'd love to hear, because your company seems to be doing well. I'm pretty sure now it's going to be growing. Are you hiring for certain roles? What kind of roles are you considering? And what kind of characteristics or skills are you looking for people to join your company?
Yeah, the main challenge for us right now is scaling growth. And so the two areas or functions that we're hiring, we're looking for a vice president of marketing whose focus is lead generation and demand generation, or what some people call performance marketing. And then the other role, we're hiring any great salespeople out there to sell our product. And so sales, VP level sales folks, and one marketing person is kind of where we're focused.
Okay, it's perfect. And like considering you're such a cultural organization that specifically focuses on culture, what is your culture like exactly? Like, what kind of people would you like for to join your company?
Yeah, so we're a company that, like I said, it has a lot of change oriented and innovative people. Or the persona would be, we're mavericks, but who have a lot of helpers. For the sales role, we really do need someone who is a maverick who knows how to sell an innovative idea. Because although we're now being recognized for what we do, a lot of clients still, it's a big jump to use psychometrics for hiring. And so we need someone who knows how to articulate this conceptual sell and explain why this is the future of work, but happening now through technology. So a conceptual person who is a maverick in ability to communicate and convince others to invest money in a product like ours.
Of course, I mean, if you can't convince someone, if you can't convince yourself regarding how and why you're selling something, you won't be able to convince other people. So definitely, you need to believe in the company itself. Well, Juan, you've come a long way. You were currently listed as one of the top influential people, and I'm pretty sure success is going to keep coming to you because of your hard work and your resilience. It was an absolute pleasure having you as a guest. If people do reach out to me with interest regarding your company, I will forward them to you. Thank you so much, Juan, for your time and your wisdom just for the audience.
Thank you, Manal. Blessings to you.
Okay.